Hello, friends. Christian Carter with Radius Financial Group, and awesome news today. HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, has just announced some new changes that are going to take place November 4th, 2024. And these changes are going to be about the FHA 203K renovation loan, right? And of course, a renovation loan is when you buy a crappy property and then you finance the cost of renovating that property and turn it into a beautiful property, right? Now, the FHA has two programs. They have the 203K limited or streamlined, and then they have the 203K standard or full. So in this video, we're going to go break down the changes for each of that program that will go into effect November 4th. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so it is whiteboard time, my favorite time. So what we're going to do on this side of the screen, we're going to go over the 203K limited, kind of some highlights and what has been changed, which of course will go into effect November 4th, 2024. And then on the other side of the whiteboard, we're going to talk about the 203K standard. Same thing, some highlights from it, what is being changed or updated. So let's get right into it, right? We'll start with 203K limited, which is the smaller, slightly easier version of the 203K renovation program, right? So maximum amount of rehab just went up to $75,000. This is more than doubled what it previous was, because the previous rehab amount was set at $35,000, right? So the fact that they increased that to $75,000, really, really good news here. Next up, there is no minimum repair amount. And then, of course, we can use this mortgage program up to 4 units, meaning it can be a single family home, like a 1 unit, or all the way up to a multifamily home, like a 4-unit property, right? This is really good. The loan to value can be up to 110%. Of the appraised value of the home, which is really, really good news. Of course, in order to use the 203K limited program, the home must be habitable prior to doing any renovations or work or anything like that, right? And then there is no HUD consultant required. However, if you do have a HUD consultant on the 203K limited program, you can take those HUD consultant fees and you can finance them into the loan amount, which previously was not allowed. Also, while we're on the topic of HUD consultant fees, they did get increased as of November 4th, but I don't think they've been increased since something crazy like 1995, right? It's been a long, long time. So the HUD consultant fees were increased. Last up, this is really good news. So that used to be 6 months in order for all the renovations to be completed on a 203K limited. Now they upped that up to 9 months, which is really, really good news. All right, now let's go to the 203K standard, which of course is the kind of bigger, more in-depth version of the 203K renovation program, right? So you're probably going to use the standard if it's over $75,000 worth of renovations, right? Probably going to go standard if there's anything structurally that you're going to be doing to the property, any additions, anything like that. So the 203K standard, the maximum rehab amount is going to be based off the FHA loan limits. However, high balance loan amounts are allowed, which is good news, right? $5,000 minimum repair amount. That's not really a big deal. If you're doing a 203K standard, the renovation amount is probably going to be much more than $5,000 anyway. However, that is the minimum amount that you need to do for a rehab budget. Same thing, up to 4 units, meaning you can do a single family home all the way up to a 4-unit property. Same thing, loan to value is going to be up to 100% of the appraised value, which is good news. Now, the home does not have to be habitable in order to use the 203K standard. And the reason behind that is that if you're using a 203K standard, more than likely the home is not going to be habitable, right? You're going to have to do a lot of work, like maybe a kitchen, maybe addition, things like that, right? So a lot of times when we're using a 203K standard, we actually find that the home is not habitable or not move-in ready. HUD consultant, of course, is required on all 203K standard programs, standard renovation programs. And those fees can be financed, the HUD consultant fees can be financed into the loan amount as well on a standard 203K. And then last up here, the allowable time frame used to be 6 months for a standard to be completed, which really, based off what you were doing to that property, a lot of times 6 months was not enough time. So thank God the good folks over at HUD, they've increased that to 12 months. So you now have 12 months in order to complete the renovations for a 203K standard. So hope that clears things up, and I hope that helps. All right, that is all she wrote. Like I said, some new updated changes to FHA 203K's renovation program, which are awesome. It's going to help a lot of home buyers as well as a lot of first-time home buyers. If you did like the video, I would love it if you can give me a big thumbs up. Also, if you have more topics that you want me to cover on, whether they're mortgage related, real estate related, please leave it in the comments below. And of course, if you do tend to like most of my videos, I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel because that does help me out a lot. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.